the last couple of months, the desires that I have are no longer desirable, or they don't take me into the vortex anymore. So
they're not exciting to think about?
No. And I mean, even the ones that have excited me since childhood, like an acting career, currently in med school, so finishing school, you know, like, oh, wow, when I get to the end, it's going to be great.
Get right in there and don't whisper.
Okay. Just the desires, like, even relationships, finances, I could put
Well, here's something that we want to just say right off the bat here, and that is that your desires do not just dissolve. In other words, a desire, those that you've had since childhood that have been in your vortex, they don't just go away. So what might be happening is that you might be weary of contradicting them, and so you've decided to try to diminish them in order to close the gap. Sometimes people will say, well, I've wanted this and now I'm tired of wanting it because I'm tired of not having this thing that I want, so I just don't want it anymore, or it's just depressing to want it. But desires do not go away. You find different vibrational relationships with them, and sometimes you find other things that are of interest that are about the same thing. What is at the heart of a strong desire? You find another route to satisfy that desire. So the precise path can vary, but what's at the core of it stays central.
Okay. So what I'm trying to do is just, I guess, regain balance or regain alignment, because I'm not exactly sure what it is that is kind of making me go, you know, oh, acting, Like even when I bought my ticket, it's like, I want to come here. I know I want to come here, and I always have fun. Well, this is my second time, but I have fun. But it was still kind of, okay, I got my ticket. Not, oh my God, I got my ticket, I can't wait, you know. It's just, I don't know why the excitement is not there, and it doesn't matter what I find.
We want to know why you're holding yourself back from your natural inclination to a joyful moment. Why is it muted? What are you focusing upon that has got you? It's sort of like looking through a blurry lens, or not tuning quite right into a station so that you're not getting the full. So what's distracting you from that? What kinds of things have you been thinking about or doing? What's got you out of focus?
I think it's school. Well, matter of fact, I know it's school. But like in medical school, we're doing like anywhere from 27 to 30 credit hours per semester. So it doesn't leave you a lot of time to do anything.
And so you are not tuning yourself, you're not nurturing yourself, you're in a really action-oriented regiment. So you're not replenishing yourself. You're not going to the well to resource yourself. And so after a while, nothing looks so good, does it?
Not at all.
But out of that, what desire is being born?
To be happy again.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm happy right now.
Yeah, to feel happier. And define that a little more in emotional terms. To feel freer?
Yes.
Esther's been using the word lighthearted. She likes that feeling of lightheartedness as opposed to that heavy, responsible feeling. And so that's what's going on. All day we've been talking about the condition as compared to the unconditioned, and certainly in a very action regimented environment, you're just getting further from the unconditioned and more into the condition, and that does suppress your joy because the source within you is not looking at it in that way. Do not misunderstand. We're not wanting to inspire you away from action because, oh, it can feel so good to act. But if you are in alignment and then acting, if you are taking the action from inspiration rather than from responsibility or commitment. So what kinds of things are you doing at school? What is this heavy workload? How is it pointed? What kinds of things are you doing?
Technically the good stuff. We're starting to do homeopathy and acupuncture, Chinese medicine, the stuff that I just love. I love it. I think at this point, it just seems burdensome. I want to do it, but I don't know how to handle the workload, I guess.
So you're pushing against how much work you have to do.
Correct.
So how much sleep are you getting?
About 6 hours.
And
maybe?
how much other things are you doing other than that?
Oh, that's probably another 12 hours of other things.
Other things that you want to do?
No.
So most of what you're doing is not something that you really want to do.
No. School, it's what I want to do. I just don't want to
You
do
see
the
what
curriculum,
this is
I guess.
about? This is an example. I will push through and do this thing I don't want to do so that I can get to this thing that I do want. So I'll pay the price of misery and then I'll get to a joyful place. And we say, no, you won't. So you have to find some way to be unconditionally more joyful, because it's possible. It doesn't matter how much activity that you're offering. This conversation is not about activity or action. It's about the vibrational stance between you and your inner being while you are doing it. So you've got to find some way of giving into it, of willingly giving into it. Nothing is worse for you or harder on you than to do things that you don't want to do. But we also make this statement: when you do something that you don't believe you should be doing, that's a split in energy too. So what happens with so many like you is that you believe that you should do something, but it's just the excess of it that sort of carries you over the line, and then you don't want to do it. So it's the balance that you're seeking, not only in your action, but the powerful balance in vibration.
How do I do that?
By looking at the positive aspects of why you're doing what you're doing. By stepping back and looking at the big picture and finding the pleasure in the big picture rather than the dissatisfaction in the shorter picture. By looking more long range. Do you think that your inner being is brilliant?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think your inner being enjoys moving into new things?
Oh, definitely.
Do you think that there are any physicians and health practitioners who have gone before, who have been in physical form before, who have reemerged into non-physical, who are ecstatic about what's going on in medicine these days?
Yes, definitely.
Do you think it's possible that you could tap in to that kind of clarity and enthusiasm?
Yeah, I believe I can.
Do you think you're responsible to carry your own enthusiasm, or do you think that what enthusiasm is tapping into broader perspective?
Tapping into broader perspective.
Do you think that broader perspective is happy about what you're doing?
Yes.
And so why aren't you? That's the question. What is the difference in your mindset and the mindset of source that's looking at the same thing? What's causing the stick to be stuck in the wheel to stop the momentum? Think about the kinds of things that you're saying. Do you frequently talk about too much workload?
Yes.
Do you frequently talk about having to do things that you feel are sort of unnecessary?
Yes.
Do you think that you're already smarter than a lot of that and you should be past it and you don't know why you have to go through the motions of things?
Yeah.
So why not take your inner being through the motions and see if there's any new insight for your inner being to add to any of that? Give in to what you're doing. Give into it with this resilient appreciation of broader vantage point, looking through you into the experience. And we promise you that your refreshment will return.
Ooh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.